Hey parents, have you ever asked your child today, like your teenager, and said, hey, how was your day? And then they tell you something real small or short, straight to the point. It was good. Like, I want more substance than that. Like, I want more than what you're giving me right now. So I would say the thing that you can do is to ask open-ended questions. The way you can ask open-ended questions is, what made your day good? What is something that was in class that made you want to pay attention? What was it that the teacher said that made you want to pay attention? So now when you ask an open-ended question, you get more. So now they have to think, and it ain't like an auto response. It ain't like it was okay. Most times when you ask that, like that closed-ended question of, how was your day? You get a good, you get an okay, you get a somewhat good, maybe, or bad, or it was just terrible. What I'm saying today is that make sure the environment is what you want out of your child. They're teenagers now, so sometimes the response is not going to be like a child would be, or a kid would be. Kids now, they'll be like real animated and telling you everything. They'll tell you from what they did from the time they got to school, from the time they left school, But with teenagers, sometimes you have to ask the question differently. You have to ask the question in a way that makes them think about really how was my day? What did I do good? Because things like that, if you want them to respond in a way that you want them to respond, you have to make them respond in a way that you want them to go about it. So ask a open-ended question. Open-ended questions, just those questions that makes them think about their response, makes them think about what they're about to say. So today we're talking about how to make the home supportive to the teenager. Now I know that you pay the bill. I know that you do everything for them. You take them to school, take them from school. But this is also for you too. As a parent, as a guardian, is that you want to make sure that the child in which you are raising is having a good home environment to be able to flourish in which the way you want them to flourish. This also goes back to what we talked about previously in videos, which was making sure that the boundaries, expectations are met, making sure that the communication is there, making sure that both of you guys are on one accord. You're the teenager and you are on one accord. That means that y'all are working on all cylinders, that y'all are working on things together. Like, how do y'all have like a family game and movie night? Do y'all have like a day where you just as a family come together? What are some things that y'all have inside the home to make sure that your home environment is not only supportive for them and also happy for you? So there's not just one side gets all the good things. It is more of both sides getting what they want. You getting what you want in school as a parent. You getting what you want as a parent when it comes to hanging with their friends, making sure they're doing right by themselves and making sure they stay out of trouble. That's what we want to make sure that the environment is safe or supportive, not safe, but supportive. That's what I mean. Making sure that each and every member in the home has the respectful needs being met. Like as a parent, you're making sure that the expectation and your directions or your boundaries are met based off what you're giving them. And they're making sure that they're respecting your needs and you're making sure that you're respecting their needs, which is, making sure that you're checking in on them, making sure that you're going to school, checking on your report cards and making sure that the report cards are sent to you, making sure that those are taken care of and making sure that they're doing what they need to do, right? And one thing that I want you to know is that a kid will do what you ask of them to do. Now, sometimes the kid doesn't do what you ask of them to do, then that's something that there's missing inside the home. It's something that's missing where the support hasn't been there or not been there, or there's been a redirection in a way. Like there's been some things where you let slide or you put under the rug and so on, where things just not going the way that you have planned, So we have to correct that. We have to make sure that we are doing what necessarily that we need to do for them, and also they're doing what they necessarily need for us as parents. So the way that we can make it a home and environment supportive is that we are doing the check-ins that we need to do before school, after school, and that we're building them up with character. So that's basically what this video is for, is making sure that we're building them up with character, making sure that we're building them up with understanding of who they are and what you expected them to do. And I just ask that the home that you want for your child is the home that you have grown up in, that you're just passing on generational support system, generational advice, making sure that they understand what the goal is at hand, making sure that they understand what the vision is for your family and the vision that you have for them. So I ask it to you today is that make sure that the home that you have is supportive for everybody in the house, making sure the needs are met and making sure that you can be able to be phenomenal at what you've been doing. Let's go.